Welcome, one and all, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Donald Trump. Thank you. Folks, Donald Trump is clearly losing it, and he did not have a surplus of it to start with. The impeachment vultures are circling, and he's worried because he knows there's a lot of meat left on that bone. And it's getting gamey. I'll give you the latest in our ongoing segment, Don and the Giant Impeach.
You can't impeach somebody for doing the best job of any president in the history of our country.
In response to impeachment, Trump hasn't formulated much of a plan yet, unless you count freaking out on Twitter. As I learn more and more each day, I am coming to the conclusion that what is taking place is not an impeachment. It is a coup intended to take away the power of the ... people, their vote, their freedoms, their Second Amendment, religion, military, border wall, and their God-given rights as a citizen of the United States of America. Yes, that's right. That's right. No, believe me, they're coming for your religion. Our beloved Lord and Savior Jeebus and all 12 of his apostles. You got Peter, Paul, Almond Joy, Dancer Prancer, Killy Filly, Dory, Nori, Ori, Curly, Grumpy, and Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. What does he mean? What does he mean? The Human Torch.
That's the four of them.
What does he mean, take away your guns and religions? Does he not know that if Trump is removed from office, Mike Pence becomes president? Or is he trying to tell us that Pence is way different behind closed doors? It's all been an elaborate ruse, Mother, so I can take away their AK-47s and give them to my sweet Lord Satan. Also, you are no longer Mother. Your name is Sugar Shorts. Now, back up that bradonkadonk like a Tonka truck. Beep, beep, beep. Trump, thank you. Trump continued to froth in a joint appearance this afternoon with the president of Finland. I'll tell you all about it in tonight's installment of Chair Chat. Trump was clearly in a bit of a bad mood. And if you had to sum it up in one photo from today, it would be this one. He looks like an old cat when you bring a new cat home. Trump got feisty right off the bean when he was asked about Adam Schiff.
We call him Shifty Schiff. We don't call him Shifty Schiff for nothing. He's a shifty, dishonest guy who, by the way, was critical of one of the great Secretary of States. Graduated #1 in his class at West Point. Graduated one of the top in his class at Harvard Law School. The most honorable person, Mike Pompeo. And this guy was negative on Mike Pompeo. He can't, there's an expression, he couldn't carry his blank strap. I won't say it because they'll say it was so terrible to say. But that guy couldn't carry his blank strap. Do you understand that?
Do you understand that? No, no one understands that. Blank strap, I'm talking about a wang pouch. How about now? The old wang pouch. Banana hammock, anyone? Then Trump got to the heart of the impeachment issue.
The whistleblower was wrong. The only thing that matters is the transcript of the actual conversation that I had with the president of Ukraine.
Yes, all that matters is the transcript. The transcript where the president of Ukraine asks for missiles and you say, I would like you to do us a favor, though. It's like a Scooby-Doo villain saying, I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for me releasing this signed confession. Here, I'll rip off my own mask. I'm Old Man McGinty. Then About an hour later, Trump held a joint press conference with the Finnish president. He began by defending his asking the Ukrainian president to dig up dirt on Joe Biden.
The call was perfect, the real call, the call I made. Many people were on the line, I knew that, because usually when I speak to foreign country leaders, you can name any one of them, but when I speak on the phone, I know that we have many people listening from various intelligence agencies.
From various intelligence agencies, the Saudis, I think, are on there. I believe the Chinese have me bugged pretty good, but not Russia. I just forward them the transcripts directly. And there you go. And he kept insisting that his phone call was perfect and that the document that proves he's guilty doesn't say what we all see that it says.
I had a transcript done by very, very talented people, word for word, comma for comma, done by people that do it for a living. We had an exact transcript.
Okay, let's take a look at this exact transcript and see what the talented people wrote. Right on the first page it says, not a verbatim transcript of a discussion. I mean, that's right. It's right there. It says that right on the first page. Mr. President, is it possible that you can't read? Because I've got bad news for you. The American people can. Though it would explain why your signature looks like a lie detector test that you failed. Trump talked about how hard this impeachment inquiry has been on him as a president, the most powerful victim in the world.
We had the Mueller collusion delusion, okay? That went on for years. And that's finally done. Now I get 3 days of peace. And I'm walking into the United Nations, going to meet with the biggest leaders in the world, and I hear about the word impeachment. I said, what did I do now?
Well, it's good to know. It's good to know even you can't keep track of your crimes. But why? Way ahead of me. Way ahead of me.
Even his jazz
But
crimes.
here's my problem.
Redmond.
Here's my problem with what he just said. Why did you get 3 days of peace? That's not fair. I haven't had a good night's sleep since you were elected. Now, Trump, is this the same thing? In the same
And sound.
In the same press conference, Trump came down hard on Nancy Pelosi for subpoenaing Trump's staff.
Nancy Pelosi hands out subpoenas like, she has to approve it. She hands out subpoenas like they're cookies. You want a subpoena? Here you go, take them like they're cookies.
Yes. They are like cookies, because that's the way your presidency crumbles.
That thing crumble up. It just crumble up. Crumble out.
Unbelievable, Mike. Then things got extra spicy when a reporter dared to do his job.
The question, sir, was what did you want President Zelensky to do about Vice President Biden and his son Hunter?
Are you talking to me?
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like that was. That is. Looks like that reporter caught President Travis Bickle by surprise. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Well, I'm the only one being impeached, so you must be talking to me. Wow, that was a pretty good taxi driver. Can we get Robert De Niro's review of Trump's performance?
Give him a view.
Whoa. Woo. Robbie D. Oh, Robbie D.
Bobby D. Thank you, tough guy. Anyway, Trump was refusing to answer a question.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, it was just a follow-up of what I just asked you, sir.
Listen, you ready? We have the president of Finland. Ask him a question.
I have one for him. I just wanted to follow up on the one that I asked you, which was,
Did you hear
what
me?
did you want
Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Ask him a question.
I will, but
I've given you a long answer. Ask this gentleman a question. Don't be rude.
No, sir, I don't want to be rude. I just wanted you to have a chance to answer the question that I asked
I've
you.
answered everything. Ask the president of Finland a question, please.
And here's the question. Got any dirt on Joe Biden? Anything? Little something, something? No? Earlier today, Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff held their own press conference, and the speaker reminded us that this impeachment inquiry is about the Constitution.
We just have to look at the facts and the Constitution. Any other objections people may have to the president have no place in this discussion in terms of, is he too cowardly to protect children from gun violence? Is he too cruel to protect dreamers? Is he too in denial to understand climate change? The list goes on.
Okay. Okay. I see what you're doing there, Madam Speaker. This inquiry is about the Constitution. It has nothing to do with the fact that the president doesn't know how to work an umbrella, or that he got his hair from a pet cemetery, or that he's so dumb that he thinks checks and balances are breakfast cereals. The president was clearly watching their press conference, and he did not like what he saw. So he issued a rare presidential swear word tweet. The do-nothing Democrats should be focused on building up our country, not wasting everyone's time and energy on bull, which is what they have been doing ever since I got overwhelmingly elected in 2016, 223 to 306. Get a better candidate this time, you'll need it. Wow, using the potty talk. Okay, Grandpa. Don't get your blank strap in a bunch. We got a great show for you tonight.